Hello, everyone. My name is Sharon Chard, Executive Director for the MLS of Greater Cincinnati. Thank you for spending a few minutes to learn about a new required policy. In November, the National Association of Realtors approved the Clear Cooperation Policy, also referred to as MLS Policy 8.0. Nationally, the cooperation piece of the MLS has been suffering. Even in our marketplace, we have seen the erosion of the spirit of cooperation. The intent of the policy is to solidify that the primary purpose of a multiple listing service is to foster cooperation among brokers. The practice of professionals, buyers, and sellers coming together on one platform is what creates a healthy and efficient marketplace and reinforces pro-competitive, pro-consumer benefits that realtors have sought to support. We know that when we combine our efforts, we create something bigger than the sum of our parts, a marketplace of professionals inspired to a higher standard of practice. This is only achievable when each of our 7,000 members feels empowered by the organization behind them and confident in the resources it provides them, equal access to dependable and accurate data, effective tools, fair representation, and human-centric service. MLS Policy 8.0 states that, within one business day of marketing a property to the public, the listing broker must submit the listing to MLS for cooperation with other MLS participants. NAR further defines public marketing. This definition is the most significant change for CincyMLS members, so please pay attention here. This is a major change from our previous definition of public marketing. Public marketing includes, but is not limited to, flyers displayed in windows, yard signs, digital marketing on public-facing websites, brokerage website displays, including IDX and VOW, digital communications marketing, which includes email blasts, multi-brokerage listing sharing networks, and applications available to the general public. This includes marketing by any person, company, or organization. Clear cooperation applies to property types required in the MLS. The required types are residential and 2 to 4 unit multifamily properties for sale. Commercial, land, and lease properties are not required and therefore are not subject to clear cooperation. Let's go through a few examples of public marketing. We cannot cover every possible scenario, but these examples should cover most practices. While Ohio advertising law allows a sign in the yard with the owner's permission, even if there is no agreement, NAR's inclusion will mean that when a yard sign is placed in the yard for which you have an agreement, the listing must be entered into MLS within one business day. NAR further clarifies that even if it is not a written agreement, if you are advertising the property for sale, there is a verbal agreement and is considered a listing, therefore may not be advertised if it is not in the MLS. Posting on any social media or websites, both public and private, is a violation under clear cooperation. If you post, then the one business day is enforced. If you send an email blast to your client list or your peers outside of your brokerage, the listing is subject to clear cooperation. If you post about the listing in private listing sharing sites that include multiple brokerages, you must enter it into the MLS within one business day. If you do not advertise, you are still granted the 3 business days to submit and enter your listing into the MLS. However, if the property is publicly marketed, it must be entered within 1 business day of the advertisement. For listings that will not be immediately entered into the MLS and are delayed entry, your seller will now be required to sign a delayed entry seller's authorization to understand and acknowledge that the property may not be marketed publicly, and if it is, it must be entered into MLS within 1 business day. Also note that all listings entered into MLS as active must be immediately available for showings. No entry listings or office exclusive listings are permitted, but they may not be publicly marketed. This means no marketing outside of your brokerage. You may reach out to consumers on an individual, one-on-one basis. If your seller has privacy concerns with the general public seeing the house on the market, but wants the property to be marketed to agents outside of your brokerage, you may utilize an existing option. You can enter the listing and change the Internet Yes selection to Internet equals No. When Internet equals No, these listings will not be syndicated to any external website, but will be available to other CincyMLS members and their MLS prospects. This covers clear cooperation, also known as MLS Policy 8.0. Please make sure you check out these other resources available on the MLS website and included in the email notification. The FAQ, the new delayed entry seller's authorization form, and the updated new listing validation form. In closing, the intent of the restriction of marketing is to prevent the frustration of both the realtors and consumers when they need to check multiple sources in order to see all the available and marketed properties in our service area. If the public knows about the listing, the professional within the MLS should know about it as well. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. Thank you for your time. Please stay safe and healthy.